Hey guys, Evan Rauscher here with Rauscher Racing Weekly, back here with another episode. Right now we're back at the Red Bluff Outlaws for points race number 11. And this week we made a couple changes to the car. You guys know we put on the new Electron carburetor that we got a while back that we used to run on Blake's car. Me and my dad got that thing all tuned up. Hopefully we got it in the ballpark. The Electrons are kind of harder to tune in a way than the regular carburetors we run, because you can't do it while like you're idling. You have to be under full power. So in the first group for qualifying, so hopefully we can not go last this time. Yeah, it's not hot outside anymore, huh? Yeah. Nice and cool outside, huh?
Evan is changing tires before he qualifies today.
Yeah, we can. again. Went 22nd out of 24, so improved from last weekend. The time really shows it too. I think I went a 9.5, which isn't the fastest, but quick time was at like an 8.7, so just under a second off. But so we went back and made some more adjustments to the carb because it wasn't really tuned right, and we're going to make adjustments to the rear edge too for the heat race. So hopefully we come out and transfer, because tonight there's going to be a B main because you have 24 cars and they only start at 16. So hopefully we can just come out here and transfer.
What are you doing down here on the track?
Right now we're just taking a look around it, trying to see what the track's kind of doing and see how it's coming along, and watching Brandon try out that new water thing, trying to help the track stay more hooked up throughout the night.
Oh, 8H out of Marysville, that's Samuel Harper, while Jennifer Osborne in car number 10 out of Geyserville. Aiden Larimer in the 5X, subbing for Luke Hayes this weekend. Yuba City, Seth Stanley in car number 25, grids up P4, the 4VS of Zach Reinbold out of Paradise. Starts in 5th, while the other 4, just the straight 4, Thomas Pavlik out of Orland, starts in 6th. 7th in the grid, Jace Lafferty, the 77J, and the 07 out of Reno, Nevada, Evan Rauscher. Evan Rauscher in car number 07 starts 8th. So Seth Stanley was your quickest qualifier in this group. Well, in this division, I should say. Second in points, having an interesting battle with Connor Grasty, with not a lot of time to work with as far as the point championship is concerned.
Curious to see how Aiden Larimer does tonight. He has won in every class he's competed in with the Red Bluff Outlaws, from beginner box, and 250s. Now moving into the open intermediate class, he'll start 3rd in this heat race, starting inside a transfer spot. We'll see how they go off of turn number 4. We're green.
Jennifer Osborne on the high side, able to seize the lead from the initial get-go. Great battle for second between Stanley and the 25. Seth Stanley able to outduel Samuel Harper as of right now. Aiden Larimer currently right now in the 4th and final transfer position.
Yeah, great start for the 25 of Stanley. He goes around, he'll collect Larimer. Larimer's able to drive away. Everybody drives away, and we stay green. Look at that.
It's going to shuffle the top 4 a little bit. Osborne still leads. Oh no, your second place runner gets sideways and is going to collect. Is that the 4 of Pavlik? Looks like Thomas Pavlik involved in turns 1 and 2. A little bit of wild and craziness in the first and second corners, Elijah Jones.
Yeah, it looks like there's a fine line there between the racing surface and where there's just some dust up on the top of the racetrack. And it jumped out and bit a couple of cars there. 08H of Samuel Harper. Seth Stanley went around over there as well, but Thomas Pavlik, the car that ends up parked, and we'll draw the yellow halfway through this opening heat race for the open intermediate class.
A fine line indeed, where it almost makes you feel like you're soaring with the eagles or slithering with the snakes. It's one or the other. Jennifer Osborne, though, a fantastic run in car number 10.
Yellow lights are out. We are halfway through heat race number 1. Jennifer Osborne on the top side of the racetrack will control the restart in front of Jace Lafferty, Aiden Larimer, and Samuel Harper, all restarting in transfer positions. Off of 4, we're back to green.
Again, top 4 move on, 5th on back, go to the consolation feature as Osborne continues to lead the field, pedaling away from the rest of the field. In trouble in turn 4, Pavlik in the 4, sideways.
Wow, good job by Seth Stanley. A couple of cars went to the bottom of the racetrack, had to check up to avoid the 4-car of Pavlik. Stanley stayed in it on the top side of the racetrack and got by both of them. And Evan Rauscher 6th, Zach Reinbold in 7th, and Thomas Pavlik, that was his second involvement in a yellow, so his race will come to an end prematurely.
Jennifer Osborne, so far the numbers here at Red Bluff. 10 starts, has made all 10 features, 9 top 10s, 7 top 5s, and 3 podium finishes on the campaign. 5.5 is her average main event finish position, while Seth Stanley second in points. He's second in the running order as we're just laps away from the conclusion of this one. Six down and 2 to go. Green flag, we're back underway.
Yeah, great restart for Jennifer Osborne. She'll come to the white flag. 1 lap to go. Aiden Larimer battling with Chase Lafferty for that final transfer spot. Lafferty protecting the bottom. Larimer taking a look to the outside. Now he'll look to the inside. As the checkered goes in the air, it's going to be Jennifer Osborne winning in front of Seth Stanley, Samuel Harper, and Chase Lafferty. Your 4 transfers out of Open Intermediate Heat Race number 1.
They just got done with the heat race. It was very bad. Well, our finished like almost dead last, I think, again, because car's still not running right. But hopefully, with the carburetor adjustments that we just made and the front end adjustments, the car will drive better, and I can transfer into the A, because that seems like my thing, to never transfer in from the heat race and always from the B. So see if I can continue to do that.
keeping the thing right now. I don't think we're keeping it. Maybe we are.
He said we're able to take it home. I think, if it makes it run.
Oh, okay. I need the wrench for this thing to put the carburetor on. Or you do the carburetor and up here. I'll do that part. You do this. Take that off.
Evan, what are you guys doing
Fixing this piece of shit.
other than that?
Yeah, so right now, Jeremy Grassi gave us a carburetor to use because in the B main we didn't transfer really, and it ran like a POS just like normal. So he gave us a carburetor to try out and hopefully to see if this is the actual issue is actually the carburetor or not, or if we have bigger problems deep down inside the engine. But we'll see.
Carburetor is on, and we are going to do a test run. See if that is going to help us and what our issue is. Sounds a lot better to me. Come on, monkey butt. Let's go. Stay over here. Stay here. So you think it sounds better?
Oh yeah. Now my engine sounds and revs up like Blake does. And Blake's car ran a lot better than mine did. Yeah, and so hopefully my car will run now. So now we think we know what the issue is, but car sounds 100% better. As soon as it fired up, though, you could hear the more tinginess. Sounded more like a 2-stroke than a 4-stroke now. So hopefully the carburetor is the issue.
It is Sunday. We are back from the racetrack, and this is the car and how we get it clean. Kind of drip drying now. We have one more points race. That's next week. We'll see what she brings. Hey race fans, welcome back. I'm Kim Rauscher. This is Mom's Corner. We are fresh off points race number 11. 1 points race left to this crazy season, our first full race season at Red Bluff Outlaws for us personally. So this is Evan's first full 12 races the whole winter. We usually go just a few times, so that's pretty exciting. As you can see, Evan struggled a little bit. We had the Electron on there. So we got that carburetor for Blake a couple seasons ago. We had a lot of issues with Blake's engine. So ultimately we thought it was a fuel issue. So we kept melting down pistons. So we bought the Electron. We did a lot of research on them. They're more of a carburetor. Once you set it, you're good. Once you get it set. We were never able to completely set it in Blake's car because ultimately, the issue was his cylinder was warped. So we ended up having to re-sleeve that cylinder. So we never really got to set it, know what it was. We sent the Electron back to the manufacturer. They sent it back to us. They had fixed the whole thing, made it runnable for our elevation, did a whole bunch of stuff to it. We ended up wrapping it up. It was still in the box, put it away. So we thought we'd try it this week for Evan. So it was supposed to be set for Cycleland, which elevation is kind of the same. Didn't seem to work too well. So we don't have a lot of time. There is no practice on this track. So you go out for qualifying. There is no, let's take a few hot laps here. They'll only let you hot lap if it's a safety issue. Carburetor change isn't a safety issue. So we never really got to play with it. So we're playing in between races. Like, hey, we need more fuel. We need less fuel. So by the end of the race, a gentleman stepped up to David at the end of the OI main event. His son, Jeremy Grasty, is the gentleman that stepped up and talked to David and said, what is wrong with your carburetor? What is wrong with your engine? David said he thinks it's the carburetor. We have Electron on there. He also runs Electron, one of his cars, but he also runs a straight up performance carburetor, something that Evan has been asking for a hot minute. So he said, you know what? If it is the carburetor, this one is set to run here. Put it on, see what it does. If it works well, you can use it for points race number 12. So that at the end of the show, you see that we do put that on and it sounds a ton better. Why did we take off Evan's carburetor to begin with? So let me go ahead and show you what a carburetor is for the people who are not mechanically inclined, especially for ones for motorcycles, since that's what we run. So this is Evan's carburetor that he has been running. So it has worked phenomenally. David was cleaning it because we thought, oh, well, maybe it's dirty. So before we put the Electron on, David did clean this little gizmo right here. When David took this out, this is actually a new one. When he took it out, the tip of it was broke off. So ultimately, I think that had some play into it, even though it's the choke. So I think it had a play into it since there was a piece rattling around. I think ultimately that was helping Evan not do well. You're bouncing around, that needle's flopping in around there. These cars shake violently when they're on the track. There is no suspension, as you guys have been told. So I think that this was the culprit. So, David cleaned this up. We have it in the trailer as a spare. And this next week, we're going to run the straight up performance carburetor. Like I said, ultimately, that's what Evan really, really wants. They send you the tools to do the checking of the air. So you can just set it and done. So, hey, the temperature's changed, air's changed, tells you what to put into it. There's a whole thing to it. It seems amazing. So we'll see how that goes for Evan for points race number 12. That is it. And then we have West Coast Nationals. Evan is excited to get to run that. So we'll see how it goes. See y'all next week.